So, when we start talking about the location of your business, we have to start being specific on what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. A simple example would be if I'm in a ambient temperature of 110 degrees, let's just say this is like the desert cities, etc. Would that be a really smart place to put an indoor warehouse where I'm going to consume a ton of power to cool it down, to keep the ambient temperatures stable enough for me to be able to grow my crop? Or would it make more sense for me to be in a more in a tempered environment where I can use some of the natural elements around me to assist me in those processes? So I think we have to be strategic when we look at where we are and what type of business we're in. If we're in a dispensary, well, logically you would think that you'd want more foot traffic. So maybe a higher densely populated area would make more sense than being somewhere more rural. If we're looking at manufacturing, whether it be volatile, non-volatile, we have to look at what our outside temperatures are versus what the needs of that particular business would be in terms of natural resources around you. An example of that would be if I'm a volatile extraction artist or even a non-volatile extraction artist, would it not make sense for me to have my raw material close at hand as opposed to having to have it shipped many, many miles away? So just things like that make the big difference. How about the taxation? Where does it make sense to operate in an area that's going to charge me 2 or 3% in taxation, or in an area that's going to cost me 12, 15, 16% in taxation? So these all things have to come into play when we decide what location we operate our business in.